Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. So, on the fourth eve,
Yes.
did you do the crossword?
Yes.
And did you see stars and fireworks as a result?
No, but I thought I heard some later in the evening.
Ah,
And I think there's some going on right now. So.
but probably not emanating from the crossword.
No, definitely not.
That could be the next step in the evolution of crosswords. First, we have crosswords that you write on paper. Then you have them on a computer. Then you have animation. And now they're going to have noise. And then eventually odors will be emitted from them. Like it'll start to smell like aloe 16 across. That's going to be way in the very far advanced future.
I think
When
so.
you get an Apple Vision Pro version 5.0.
Sounds good.
But in the meantime, back to reality and today. So what do you think about the crossword?
Well, your predicting of the future was a good lead-in to the theme for the puzzle.
You're right. Mm-hmm. We did not rehearse this at all, listeners. Carry on.
So, yeah, the theme was kind of different. There were, 4 themed clues?
I believe so.
And they were italicized, so you knew they were the theme clues. And they were common phrases with a question mark at the end, so you knew that the answer was going to kind of be a punny equivalent of whatever the clue was. And it turned out that all of the clues were just, common phrases that didn't really have anything to do with predicting the future, but all of the answers were various means to predict the future. Mm-hmm. So the first one was 17 across, observation deck, and the answer was tarot cards.
Tarot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the next one was 33 across, and that was glass eye, and that turned out to be crystal ball. And then we had 41 across, metal detectors, and that turned out to be I Ching coins. And then finally, 61 across, predictive text, and that turned out to be Ouija board.
Right.
So that was the theme.
Okay.
A little futurism.
Little. Mm-hmm. Yep, pretty subtle.
Uh-huh.
I had actually trouble with 33 across, and again, that clue was glass eye. And, I had the words C, R, Y, and S, and I thought about tarot cards, and I started thinking about a scrying ball. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase. It gets... Neil Gaiman tends to like it.
Scrying?
A scrying ball is basically it's a crystal ball. It's for seeing into the future. Mm-hmm. And so I was trying to get scrying into it, but of course the C, R, Y, and S were in the wrong order in the wrong place. But
yeah.
I eventually figured out, it's not scrying, it's crystal.
Yes.
But let's see. Starting at the very top left, org formerly called the Bureau of Labor Standards was OSHA.
That's correct.
And I'd like to point out that there's this magnificent series on right now, The Acolyte, and one of the key roles in The Acolyte is a woman named OSHA.
Oh my!
I don't think she's named after the Bureau of Labor Standards.
Let's hope not.
But they don't say one way or t'other.
Right.
It is Star Wars, so I'm assuming that probably the Bureau of Labor Standards was not involved.
Perhaps. I noticed 9 down. I've decided that this person has replaced Alan Alda as the most common celebrity in the puzzle, in the crosswords in New York Times. Rae of Barbie. ISSA.
Yes.
ISSA Rae.
ISSA Rae.
Sometimes you have to write in ISSA. Sometimes you have to write in Rae. Sometimes you have to write in ISSA Rae, but she shows up a lot now in the crossword.
Is she a she?
Yeah.
ISSA Rae? Mm-hmm. Okay. Who am I thinking? I realize now I'm asking you to predict and read my mind, in fact, be a mentalist. Who am I thinking of that had a name like ISSA Rae, but wasn't ISSA Rae?
I don't know.
We'll come back to that question. Speaking about answers that appear a lot in the grid, 16 across, plant harvested for its gel, aloe.
Hello.
Guess how many times aloe has shown up?
400.
More.
800.
More.
Tell me.
1,199 times.
Whoa. It's almost to its milestone 1,200th showing.
In 1988, that was at its peak, it showed up 36 times in the crossword. That's 3 times a month.
Yeah.
People were like, are you getting like paid every time the word aloe shows up here? And I'm just eagerly waiting and preparing the celebratory feast for when it hits 1,200, which I predict is probably going to be tomorrow.
Could be.
I mean, that was just, we've seen large answers that appeared a large number of times, but 1,199. It's like,
that's amazing.
I know. I wonder how many crosswords there have been. Probably more.
I wonder what, like, the first time it showed up, was it?
The very first crossword. It was probably just like hello, just being from top left to bottom right.
It's got 3 vowels and an L, which is a pretty common consonant.
Right.
So I can understand its popularity.
Well, probably for the first 60 years of crossword writing, it wasn't a matter of an algorithm picking it out because it was easy. It was a human making that decision.
I'm sure.
Actually,
yes.
I'm sure now that humans are doing most of the work, but I think they're all using software a little bit to help.
Maybe.
If nothing else, to check the spelling.
Could be.
Right under aloe, we had 19 across. Plant, no, let me try that again. Marked as a box was X'd in, spelled X-D-I-N.
Right.
I thought that was very interesting.
Yes.
I so much wanted there to be an E between an X and D.
I believe that usually there is an E.
Yes. But, it works without it. X'd in.
Mm-hmm.
So that was curious. And then we had 10 down. Vehicles with a redundant name, taxi cabs.
I thought that was a great clue.
Yeah. I guess you can call a taxi, you can call for a cab, call for a taxi cab.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Very observant of them.
No, that's true. That's true. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else? 29 down. Courtroom profession, oath. I was trying to get judge into there. I was trying to get steno into there.
No, it's oath.
Yes, that kind of a profession.
Mm-hmm. Right. I also had a little trouble with 27 down. Set against. And so I was like lean.
Oh.
or but it turned out to be anti.
Right.
Anti, like you're against an idea.
See, now you must have been working on the downs at that point, because I had 27 across in a frenzy, and I immediately thought amok.
Oh.
So I had it leading with an A.
Uh-huh.
But we also had 43 down, not non, which you read it and you think not non, so it's sort of like pro, sort of like the opposite of anti, but it turns out it was not non, and the answer was oui.
Right.
So
I guess non, I thought of that as being French no right away.
Really?
Yeah. I put we in there.
I read it as, I'm so embarrassed, I read it as not non, because I'd been thinking.
It could be not con, and that would be pro.
Right.
Or not anti,
but
that would be pro. But not non, non isn't an English word.
Well, it's a prefix. A non-entity, a non-believer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but the opposite of that wouldn't be a pro-believer or a pro-entity.
No, you just drop the non.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been 3 empty squares, but 'twas not the case here. Let's see, 47 down. That was leave stranded, maroon.
Yes.
And just a day or two ago, we had ditch.
That's true, we did.
So we had ditch, we had maroon. I wonder if Joel Fagliano is feeling like abandoned or something.
I don't know.
You can always read his mood by the crosswords that show up. Or perhaps you can read his mood a couple of weeks ago based on the crosswords that show up.
Right. I was very proud of myself. I got 34 down. Activities that might require 20-sided dice for short. RPGs.
Nice.
with raising two sons, I know about RPGs because they were both into them.
Yeah.
And still are, I think.
And to clarify, we're talking about role-playing games,
Role-playing games.
not rocket-propelled grenades.
No.
Our children were not into those kinds of RPGs.
They liked role-playing games, for sure.
53 down was hit up, and the answer was lob.
Yes.
That was cute. Mm-hmm. A lot of fun clues in here, I thought.
There were some very clever ones.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think that's it for the crossword. But we do have a bit of listener mail.
Oh, we do.
And this is from Izzy. Uh-huh. And he writes, Ham's Place? Really? And he says, good afternoon, Gene and Mike. First, it's great to have you back, and it sounds like your vacation was a good one.
It was.
Absolutely awesome. Everyone should head over to the UK right now. Actually, if you show up tomorrow, you can be there during the election celebrations.
Maybe they'll let you vote.
Maybe they'll let you vote. Yes, you could just say, hey, we're part of the colonies. We're entitled. Let's see. I have no Triplet Tuesday scores to tally. Gene was too quick for me to even make any attempts. Wow, you're just intimidating. That's what you are. Quit being so intimidating. Really no other news except I wanted to say it's glad to have some puzzle commentary again, and I hope you're enjoying your summer. Izzy.
Oh, nice.
Thank you so much, Izzy.
Yes.
I still don't quite understand the subject was Ham's Place. Really? I guess we've been talking about hamstring. Mm-hmm. And
well, that was a clue. Remember?
Oh, was it Ham's?
And it was leg, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I do recall that bit. Yeah. But thank you for that, Izzy. Yes, indeed, we are. We had a great vacation. We're still enjoying the summer. It's almost going to get to summertime weather here in northeast Wisconsin sometime soon.
Yes, we might get up into the... Well, we got up into the 80s.
Low
today.
80s.
Very low.
We crawled into the 80s.
Yes, but yeah, it's been very pleasant up here.
Yeah. And speaking of pleasant, we are expecting a pleasant Thursday crossword.
Yep.
And we are going to get to that crossword, and we hope you will too. And we'll be back again to talk about that crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.